So, Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad. God has 99 names by which, if you memorize them, you will go to paradise. Okay? This does not mean that God has only 99 names. He has more than 99 names, more than 99 attributes. However, there are 99 of which, if you memorize these, you'll enter Jannah, paradise. Now, the reason why is this is taken from a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, who told us that God had 99 names by which, if you memorize those, you will enter paradise. All right? It's not just ahsaha is a few things in this hadith. Number one, yes, it is to memorize their names. But also in this class, more importantly, we're going to know their meanings. Okay? So that each of these names, I'm going to put it in a language that you can understand and you'll take notes, so that we're going to do two things. Number one, we're going to memorize this. We're going to sing it as a song. And two, each one of you are going to know the basic meaning of every name. So there's going to be a little bit of work. And most of the memorization, if not all of it, will be done in class together here. All right? Now, the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is important. Another reason why we decided to teach this class is to strengthen your relationship with your Lord, to strengthen your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to make you a better Muslim. Is the most important thing about Allah is how you believe about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is your belief concerning God? That's the most important thing. If you have beliefs about God that are not right, they're not proper, then you don't really believe in Allah. You believe in a version of Allah, but you don't believe in the greatness and the purity and the truth of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What do I mean by that? I mean that there are many, many verses in the Quran that talks about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what we should know about Allah, what we should believe about Allah. Therefore, how are we going to know what to believe if we don't know anything about Him? We just memorize a bunch of Arabic words, but we don't know what it means. You can't do that. We need to know who Allah is and what He's not. What we're able to know of Allah, what we're not able to know about Allah. That's the most important thing. So this first class, we're going to speak first a little bit about Allah. And many of you have studied with me for a long time. Just as a review, can we, raise your hand, can we imagine Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Sophia? No. In any way at all, can we imagine Allah? No. Is Allah like anything we can possibly picture or imagine? No. MashaAllah, very good. So Allah is not imaginable. But then He tells us certain things in the Quran about Him that we don't need to imagine its reality, but we can know its general meaning. And we can know what it's generally saying. We can have an idea. Okay? But we don't know exactly what Allah looks like. We don't say we don't know where Allah is. We don't say that. Allah exists without a place. We do not believe Allah is in a place. Right? Everybody knows that. Allah exists without a place. That's hard for the mind to imagine. So what do you mean? Well, Allah created all of time and space. He's not bound by it. It doesn't relate to Him. If Allah was in a place, that means He's contained. It means He's made out of something to be contained. We don't believe that about God. If He's made out of something, that means He's a thing, and everything that is a thing is created. Right? If Allah was a thing, then why does He say in the Quran there's nothing like Allah? And He is like something, but we don't know what that is. No, Allah is not a thing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is God, and He's so great, He's so powerful, He's so magnificent, He's so amazing. The human mind in this world does not have the ability to truly comprehend Allah. We can know that Allah is forgiving, He's merciful, He's loving, He's compassionate, He guides us, He forgives us. We know all that, and that's fine to believe. That is what we're going to learn in this class. But before all that, we need to make sure we understand God is not a man, nor is God a woman, nor is God in heaven, nor is He on the earth, nor does He have hands, nor does He have a body, nor is He made out of light, nor is He made out of darkness, nor is He above us, nor is He below us, nor is He in front of us, nor is Allah behind us, nor does Allah speak like us in a voice, nor does Allah not speak. But Allah has speech, but we don't know how. We cannot imagine it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His very essence, Allah's attributes are beyond our imagination. However, so do we sit back, look at a mountain and just say, we don't know anything about God, we're never going to know God, let's just forget about it? No. There are many, many, many verses in the Quran, many, many hadith that tell us a lot about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to know about Him. So yes, the first of our names that we're going to cover is, first of all, His name, Allah. What does Allah mean? It's not Allah, it's not, it's Allah. Allah. And it is the greatest name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It appears in the Quran more than 2,000 times. Allah. What does it mean? Has two possible meanings. Number one, it has a meaning. Number two, it does not have a meaning. Some scholars say it's derived from the word the God. Al-Ilah, the God. Other scholars say no, it is actually the name of God. Allah is His name. It's not translatable in English. From that perspective, there are some Muslims who do not like calling Allah God. Or at least they don't like to say Allah means God. You can use God, but don't say Allah means God, as there's an opinion it does not mean God. It's actually the name of God. Well, His name, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Does everybody get that? So, yes?
Why do we say He?
That's a very good question. We say He, acknowledging that it is not a He. So, for this class, we can keep saying God, 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 God. We don't have to use He. But in the English language, He is also noted not just to be a male, but it's a usage of language to refer to it. But when you say it, it's not as best use as He. I haven't yet come around to truly understanding this. But when we say He is God, it's same in Arabic when He says Hu Allah. He doesn't say He Allah, He says Hu Allah. He is God. Meanwhile, believing God is not a man. So we're not Christian. The Christians believe God is a man. We don't believe that. We don't believe God has a son. That's actually a very good thing because God is not male. It's not a man. So how can He have a son when He's not anything like a human being? He cannot have a son. He doesn't have a son. Because God is not a man. Nor is God a woman. Nor is God made out of a body. Nor is God made out of bones. Nor is God made out of any of these things. God is God. Who is like God? Nobody's like God. What can we imagine to be like Allah? Nothing you can imagine to be like Allah. But you do know a lot. He revealed the Quran. He sent the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He chose Islam as the true religion. He told us we're going to meet Him in the next world. He told us there's going to be a judgment day. He told us so many things in 600 pages of the Quran that we have. Isn't that right? So we know a lot. But we're prohibited from certain areas. Like imagining God. It's beyond our imagination. But we are also not supposed to say, I don't know anything about God. I don't know what He's doing right now. I don't know if He's a man, He's a woman. I don't know anything. Who knows? We don't say that. That is not our belief. We can say a whole lot about God, and part of what we say is the best understanding on this planet. That we cannot imagine and comprehend God, and that is correct understanding of this religion. Okay? Any questions on that? Mija?
Will we see Him on the day of judgment?
Some will see Him on the day of judgment. Not everybody will see Him. Mija? Sophia?
Can I close the door?
Yep. Got cold, right?
Yeah.
Huh?
Who are those people that will not be seen
Those that will not see Allah are those He's going to punish.
But I thought everybody sees Allah.
Not everybody. No. Not everybody sees Allah. There are some amongst the non-believers who rejected Allah that will be resurrected on that day of judgment, and they will be put in hellfire immediately. They will not see God, they will not speak to God, they will have no relationship with God. And God will tell them, just like you forgot about me in this world, this day we forget about you. On about they go to punishment. Okay? Not funny, because you don't know if you could be from that, God forbid, or me or anybody else in this world. Right now everybody's a good Muslim and everybody believes in God, but as you get older, Allah might strip you, God forbid, of your belief. And then you might change your religion. And you might be amongst those people. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to save us all in this room from being amongst those people. A'udhu billah. Any other question? So, we start with the name of Allah. That's the two meanings. God, Allah. Okay? And after I go through all the meaning, then we're going to do the song together. But first we're going to do the meanings. The next name is Ar-Rahman. Ar-Rahman. So in the Quran, we say Bismillahir Rahman. Right? Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman. Twice it appears in Fatiha with Bismillah. Right? And there's a chapter in chapter 55 of the Quran that is named after the name of Allah, Ar-Rahman. Ar-Rahman means the most compassionate and merciful. So you can write that down. I just put the names up here for you. You write the definitions. Ar-Rahman, the most compassionate and forgiving and merciful. It is a word that is very inclusive of everything. Rahmah is mercy for all. So the Rahman is the most merciful and forgiving. Yes, Sophia?
Before all of the names, will there be before all?
Yes. Al means the, and so, yeah, generally before all the names there's a al. Ar-Rahman. So what does the Rahman mean?
Most compassionate and merciful.
Yes. And also all inclusive for everyone, for everything. Next word, Ar-Rahim. Ar-Rahim. Ar-Rahim means the specifically merciful. Okay? So both are from the same root of mercy. Ar-Rahman, extremely gracious, merciful, compassionate, forgiving. Ar-Rahim, similar, forgiving and merciful, but specific, meaning this mercy extends in particular to believers. So you can translate it as specially merciful, specially merciful. Maliki. Maliki. Like we say, Maliki Yawmiddin, there's Maliki and Maliki. Ma with an extension means like owner, but here Maliki, what we have on the board, means the king. The king. The absolute king, owner of sovereignty. Possessor of everything in the heavens and the earth belongs to him. So if you guys know what a king is the owner of everything. Everything belongs to the king. So Allah is the Maliki. He is the Malik. He is the king. Everything belongs to him and he has full control and power over his whole universe. Everything belongs to him. Dominion belongs to God. Everything in this room, everything that there exists, all belongs to Allah. No one owns anything except Allah. Allah is the owner and the king of everything. The next one is the Quddus. The Quddus is the one who has a very special purity, and one cannot mix in there anything of imperfection. The Quddus is the one that is holy and pure, does not contain or is not in possession of any imperfection, any deficiency. God is holy, meaning, pure, does not have any deficiency, has perfection and greatness. All of that is contained in that word. For us, we have a lot of imperfections. We have a lot of imperfections, a lot of things wrong with us. We can never be that. And just to add, some people take on the names of God. There are some names you can name people, like Kareem, it's the name of Allah. You don't need to say anything before it. There are some names of God you're not allowed to call another unless you insert before that name Abd, which means servant of. So you cannot call somebody Rahman. You have to say Abdur Rahman. You cannot call him Rahman. Why? Because it's such a powerful and great name, a human being cannot possess that name. There are other names that are powerful and great, but the meaning has multiple layers. Some words, their meaning is so powerful and unique to Allah, you cannot call human beings by them. And I'm going to keep highlighting which ones. Rahman is one of them so far. Rahim is another one. Malik, you can call somebody Malik. You can... All of them, Abd is better. Quddus, you have to say Abdul Quddus. You cannot call anybody Quddus. We're going to get to it. As-Salam, which often people translate it as peace, but what it means for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who is free from imperfections. Kind of like Quddus in some way. The one free of imperfection. Salam in the Arabic language also means the one who is whole and not missing anything. So salam means the one who is pure and does, or you can say the one who does not have any imperfection. The one who does not have any imperfection. With here, we're going to take a pause. I'm going to read you the song, how it goes, okay? Well, let's do it in this tone. You have also the board to use. We're going to memorize it. It starts with Huwallahu alladhi. So let's write that down, okay? Before you read the 99 names, you will start with the following. Huwallahu, like Qul Huwallahu, right? Huwallahu alladhi. الذي لا then we're going to do the names. So this is the intro. Okay, let me read it again. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو. Like that. Which translates to the following. He is Allah, whom there is no God save Him. There is no God except save Him who is. And then we'll do the names like that. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو. He is Allah, whom there is no God save Him, who is the Rahman, the Rahim, the Malik, the Qudus, the Salam, the Mu'min, like that. Oh, we have one more. We have one more to do, and then we'll do this one. Mu'minu. We didn't translate this. Mu'minu. Mu'min translates to believer, but however, with Allah, it means the source of belief. The one who grants, the grantor or gifter of faith, of Iman. Allah grants faith to whom He wills. When you believe in Allah, it's because Allah gifts it to you. Got it? So Al-Mu'min is the one who granted us belief in Him. Of course, human beings are going to be responsible, but even when they want to believe in Allah, it's because Allah allows them to believe in Him and then grants that belief to the human being. Isn't that amazing? Allah is in full control, full power. So He is the one who grants belief. You got it?
Yeah. Are there any other ones that you can't say, like on this list? Like
Some I'll highlight. Some I may not be sure of, but inshallah some I'll highlight. So, real slow with Huwa Allahu Ladhi. Got it? Let me read it once, you join me on the second one, okay? Huwa Allahu Ladhi. Huwa Allahu Ladhi. Huwa Allahu Ladhi. La ilaha illa huwa. Start over. Huwa Allahu alladhi la ilaha illa huwa Rahmanur Rahim Malikul Qudus Salamul Mu'minu. Stop there. Let's take a few minutes and let's get to memorizing, inshallah. So we start one more time. Here's how the tone goes. Huwa Allahu alladhi la ilaha illa huwa Rahmanur Rahim Malikul Qudus Salamul Mu'minu. Notice how I go from one name to another. Pay attention. Huwa Allahu alladhi la ilaha illa huwa Rahmanur Rahim Malikul Qudus Salamul Mu'minul Ul. If it's straight, it's Ul. Otherwise, it's Is, depending on what the letter is. Okay, Wallahu alladhi la ilaha illahu Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Al-Malik, Al-Quddus, As-Salam, Al-Mu'min. Okay, we'll pause there. Let's get to memorizing. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.